Hello guys, it is I, Talia, and I wanted to do, I know it's a little different looking. I'm actually inside my car with you can't see her, Maya's sleeping in the back. Around this time last year, on 12th, like 11/12, we were kind of hit with a surprise hurricane here in Florida, because we weren't sure if we were gonna actually be hit by it, and we were. And for me, I was pregnant at the time because I was due in October and I still had a month to go. I think in the nighttime, after everything was calming down some, I was heating up food in the kitchen and my phone was ringing. It was my grandmother, so I answered it, obviously. And all in all, she had told me that my grandfather on my dad's side had passed away. And it was very shocking for me because we had just went through this big storm. There was still people being affected by it. And then you just get hit with this news that you were totally not expecting at all. And at the time, he was alone. He didn't pass because of the storm. I believe he had some health problems that we weren't fully aware of, because my grandpa was very stubborn and he wanted to be in his house, and he was one that always wanted to be a working man no matter what it was. He would rather be at work than anything else. So it was hard to tell that if anything was actually wrong with him. But my whole pregnancy, I think I had seen him one time, and it was like in the beginning. I was maybe like a few months. I was not even showing when I had seen him. And that was the last time I had seen my grandfather. And I'm sorry for saying "and" a lot. It's just, this is kind of hard for me to talk about, so forgive me. I was always wishing and hoping that he would be able to meet his great grandchildren, because as you know, me and my sister were pregnant at the same time. So I was just hoping that they would have been able to meet him and hear stories about us when we were growing up with him, and just know who he was. Because honestly, we weren't that close to my grandfather on my father's side, and I wish that was different. I'm making this video because if you are holding back from checking up on a loved one, checking up on a friend, if you haven't really talked to any certain person for a good amount of weeks, maybe a few months, take the time to reach out to them. If you feel like I shouldn't have to reach out to them, they're not reaching out to me, they don't seem to care. Listen, life is just way too short. If you just care just at least this much about somebody, take the time to just call and just say hello. I wanted to see how you were doing today. How has everything been? Maybe go out to eat with this person. Because after he had passed, I cried. I cried. I cried because he was alone. I cried because I was already missing him without even realizing it. I cried because I regretted not spending more time with him, not calling him. He lived a few cities away from me, and I never made the time to go see him. But I just had this feeling that, maybe he's too busy. Maybe if he wanted to see me, he would call me, or, just let me know or ask about us. And we were told that he said he was proud of us, which I was grateful to hear. I just wish that we had that kind of relationship where we would talk to each other about our feelings and express to one another how much we cared about each other. But I personally I have trouble with that myself. So I understand, and I guess it's just runs in the family. He was more of like, how's life, how's school, what are you doing next, what's going on type of person. There's a lot of I should have, I could have, I wish this, I wish that, but there's no taking back time. There's no changing anything. So that's why I say now that we need to learn to reevaluate ourselves, reevaluate where we're at in life. And maybe we are happy, maybe we are busy with life, and I get that. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I get busy with just her. So that's why I want to say again that life is just way too short, and we truly take it for granted. So I totally switched angles because the sun was so like it was kind of distracting. If you're one of those that are constantly calling people, texting people, sometimes it is good to give ourselves a break just to see what can happen. But if it is people that are important to you, that you feel like if they were gone tomorrow, you would regret not talking to them, it's one of those type of things that you have to think about, even though you don't want to. And you kind of have to be like, if they were to leave tomorrow, how would I feel? How would I feel about our relationship in this moment right now? If you're fighting with somebody, maybe if you just haven't talked to this said person in an amount of time, just do it. Just take that step, even if it's just a quick little 5-minute conversation, if it's a quick little text. Hey, I know it's been a little bit, but I just want to see how you are. I want to see, how are the kids doing? It's just, we can get, so busy with life, and it's understandable that life gets in the way. It's inevitable. But, still, thinking a year ago, I wish I could have changed so many things, and I can't. Like I say, if you're fighting with somebody, if you just don't feel like talking to them, that's okay. If you need to give it some space, but just don't let it go on for too long, because it's just not worth it. It's not worth wasting this time of our life to be upset, to be holding on to grudges. You feel so much better when you let that stuff go, and when you are happy with yourself, you're able to be happy with other people. So I guess that's what I'm really wanting to say. She's still sleeping, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. So it's just crazy to think that literally a year ago I was so much pain being pregnant because she had dropped already and it hurt to walk. Oh my gosh. But yeah, getting the news was way worse than being without power for 19 hours. Way worse than being in pain. And, way worse than, not being able to heat up food or whatever it was worse. And I was grateful that we were okay in the end. But still, I miss him, And like I said, we weren't that close, but regardless, I loved my grandpa. I did, and I do. And nobody knows this, but I haven't told anybody. A few weeks prior to the storm, my grandpa had added me on Facebook, and a few days or maybe like a week or so after, he had messaged me and said, stop being on Facebook so much. Which sounded like my grandpa. But I wasn't really sure if he really had meant to send that, if it was him sending it, or if he was being serious. And I'm gonna be honest, I deleted the message because I didn't know what to respond, and I wasn't gonna be ugly even if I did. I was honestly gonna type, haha, okay, Grandpa Steve, love you. That's what we called him, Grandpa Steve. I was gonna be like, okay, I love you, hope you're doing well, and I didn't. And that bothers me that I didn't say anything, because that could have been my last time talking to him, and I chose not to. I just thought it was funny, and I always think back to it, and I'm like, I should have saved the message, but yeah. And one time a few months ago, I heard him say hello to me. Like, I was going to sleep and I was having trouble sleeping, and because he had like kind of like this southern accent, like a little country southern accent, and I heard him say hello, and I cried. I lost it. I cried, and I just said, if that is really you, I miss you and I love you, and you know, I hope you are looking over the babies with us. I hope you're watching over them and you're, you know, loving them from above. And then I just kept thinking about, you know, old memories with him, and then I went back to I shoulda, coulda, woulda type thing. Yeah, keep your loved ones close. Make that step to say something, even if you really don't want to. Just do it anyway. Just do it. Like I said, even if it's just a simple hello, and if they don't answer, you try. You can't say you didn't try. Even if you just shoot a simple text, if you try calling, if they're too busy, at least you tried. If you enjoyed this video, like it up. If you can relate, you know, if you need somebody to talk to, you can always message me, you know, either below in our inbox, or my Snapchat is below. And yeah, go ahead and watch our other videos. I didn't mean to make such a Debbie Downer or anything. I'm trying to make this like inspirational in some way. And I also thought of this video idea because my sister was talking about it on Snapchat, as well as my mother, and it kind of just inspired me to put my own thoughts out there and to kind of sum up what they were talking about as well. But yeah, go ahead and check out our other videos, subscribe for our next ones, and yeah, see you next time.